Hello everyone, and welcome back to Rainbow Magician Tarot. My name is Mary, and tonight we are going to be doing some intention setting for this upcoming full moon, which is in Taurus, I believe, happening on Saturday, which is also Halloween. It's also a blue moon, which means that it is like the second full moon that we're having this month. So it's pretty rare, pretty big event. So I thought that we would go ahead and do some kind of intention setting. I'm gonna pull a few cards for us and we can just kind of get on vibe with the energies. But if you are watching this in the future, past, October 2020, when I'm filming this, you can still utilize these energies at any time. So with that being said, we will go ahead and get into it. So I'm going to start with lighting a candle. I'm gonna try, I might be a little bit like all over the place because I'm gonna try not to have to edit this video so that I can just get it up without worrying about it. But we're gonna start by lighting a candle to set our intention with. So this is some aromatherapy candle I've got. I don't remember where, but it's supposed to help with energizing. So I thought this would be a good one to use because I just kind of feel like this energy of this, with this Taurus full moon, I'm feeling for myself, Taurus kind of relates to like our habits a lot, and like just kind of like our daily routine and the things in which we can be kind of like, it can refer to habits that might keep us kind of stuck or stagnant, but it can also be like things that we do to keep us grounded and supported kind of in the physical domain. And for me, that kind of relates a lot to, well, root chakra for one, because it's, it's very grounding and earthy, but also to the solar plexus chakra, which is kind of like your empowerment chakra. It's kind of where your sense of just like oomph comes from. And I feel like, if we're trying to kind of release old habits and start new habits that are helpful for us, then we kind of need that empowerment in the solar plexus to kind of give us that oomph to start making those changes, those steps that are really going to help us. So I just felt like this particular candle would be a good option for that. Not that you need to think too hard about it, it's just a candle, but so we will go ahead and light this with this ginormous lighter. That's all that I have. It will work. Okay. So set our intention. So I set my intention on behalf of my highest and greatest good to bring me and anyone watching into alignment with my highest being, and to assist us on our path as we release habits and patterns that are not serving us anymore, and as we step into a more empowered state. So, if you have anything you'd like to add, please look at this candle. Can't really see the flame that well, but it's in there. but please, if you have any intention you'd like to add, please recite it now. You can say it in your head or out loud, or you can just allow your subconscious to kind of do the work for you if you want. Okay. So I can put this here. So now we will cleanse our energy a bit with some tools. So I have some Palo Santo. So I'm gonna see if I can light this in this candle. I always have the hardest time lighting this. See the smoke, but it is there. So we're entering Scorpio season now. There we go. Entering Scorpio season, which has a lot to do with energies of death, death and rebirth, and kind of like the veil between conscious and subconscious becoming very thin. And with the full moon being on Halloween, Halloween is thought to be a day where spirits can more easily communicate with the living world. So it's kind of this sense of that veil between physical and non-physical thinning as well. Just do a little bit more. So this full moon would be a good one to set intentions for things that you want to release. There we go, look at that smoke. Ooh. Things that you want to release, let go of. You know, kind of like things that you want to break. It's almost like this kind of energy of just like breaking up stuckness, you know, breaking through. So that's kind of going to be our focus tonight. So, gotta cleanse myself too. Now I will spray our space with some cleansing mist. This is a love mist, so we can incorporate some heart energy into here. Spray behind me. Get all of that. So I really want to focus on kind of breaking up the energy, breaking up the stuckness. So I'm going to be doing a lot of things to kind of help that process. So, to incorporate another element here, I have a singing bowl I'm going to use for just a little bit, just because sound can be a really great tool to kind of help with this process of breaking up energy, cleansing and releasing. So, I'm not like that skilled at playing this, so it's not gonna be that clear of a sound probably, but we're working with it. Down now. It's a little bit heavy, so I don't want to do it for too long. So, before I do anything else, I'm going to draw a few cards for us. Simply to kind of get a message of what we can focus on letting go of. So what habits can we focus on letting go of? What energy needs to kind of pass on and die in a sense? Not in necessarily an aggressive way, but it's just like what kind of rebirth process needs to happen here. So I'm just gonna draw 3 cards. So we have the 10 of Cups, have the 10 of Pentacles, so 2 10s. We have the Knight of Rods in reverse. So, this 10 of Cups. I feel like there is a need to reconnect with our belief in our own ability to find joy, to find fulfillment, to find the support that we might be needing. Because these hands they're both clasping the cup together, right? It's not just one. Kind of like the magic that can happen when we can unite with another perspective, right? Because these rainbow colors are coming out of these cups, but they're only coming out of the cups that are underneath the cup that both of the hands are holding. So it's like this unification of perspectives, unification of energies is what is producing this kind of symbol of joy, which is what I think of as, rainbows. Memories, something coming up with a memory. Trusting in your memory, remembering the good times that you've had in the past. Like, I feel like there's a need to let yourself really feel almost like this sense of nostalgia, but like it's almost like reminding yourself of the more positive times in your life, reminding yourself of the happy memories that you have in relation to whatever painful circumstances you might be trying to move on from. It's like if you're gonna look back at the past, try to look, instead of looking through the lens of like everything has sucked, maybe if it's like a relationship or something that you are mourning or moving on from, or if it's a job, or if it's whatever it might be, you know, some situation. It's like you need to allow yourself to mourn something. But you also almost want to like look back fondly on the moments of happiness that you have had with this situation, this whatever energy feels like it's something that is a part of your past. It's almost like you need to look back on that, like look back on the moments of joy, not out of this feeling of like, I'm never gonna have that again, but out of, oh, that was such a nice moment, like that was such a nice memory, that was, you know, I have such a great experience, I'm so grateful that I had that. It's kind of like that gratitude for that experience, and almost like holding the feeling of that experience within you, that positive feeling, so that you can begin to look for that again in your present life. If that makes sense. It's like that feeling state that you keep kind of accessing in your memory of these you know, whatever thing it might be that you're missing, this nostalgia. It's like fully feel, you know, what it is that you're missing, but try to do it with gratitude instead of with disappointment about the present moment. Do so with gratitude, and almost like try to carry that feeling from the past into the present so that you can create it again. Does that kind of make sense? And then we have the 10 of Pentacles. So with both of these 10s, it's this, you know, 10s are like about completion, fulfillment. 10 of Pentacles, talk about abundance. This card also talks about family for me. It's like you need to find your home, build a home. There's something with this idea of home here, and Taurus can be very much about those kind of like earthly energies of home. So I feel like this is kind of indicating that, you know, the key to any kind of abundance that you might be wanting to achieve lies in you cultivating this sense of home. So like, where do you feel at home? And this is not just about physical location, but also about people. What people make you feel like you're at home. People and things, activities, you know, what habits make you feel a sense of comfort, make you feel like you are safe, what foods that you eat will provide that sense of safety and feel like home for you. You know, it's like these very physical things of like, what can you surround yourself with on a physical level. It's the 10 Pentacles. You have the Knight of Rods, which was in reverse. I feel like you don't have to leave it all behind. You know? It's like there's this idea maybe that everything you've built up in your life thus far maybe isn't working for you, and it maybe feels like if in order to move on you'd have to leave everything behind. But I feel like that's not necessarily the case here. I feel like you don't have to have this kind of all or nothing mentality of, you know, well, you know, this thing wasn't what I thought it was. Maybe, you know, could have been, like I said, a job, a relationship, or a project, or some idea that you had about something you wanted to do or wanted to keep doing with your life that, you know, now is something that you are moving on from. But you don't have to leave all of the good stuff behind here. You know, it's like you can choose what aspects of the past you want to take with you. So that's like with this 10 of Cups, it's like look for those, you know, the past I feel like has a lot of the answers that you're looking for in terms of like what made you happy in the past. And you can look at that and look for those things without it being like, oh, but I'm never gonna have that again. It's like, no, look for what made you happy in the past so that you can build it up and surround yourself with it now. You know, so that's like this is what I'm getting from this, because it's like, you know, the way that these cards are situated, he's like looking in the opposite direction of all these things. Like, it's time to move on. I can't look back, but it's in the reverse, which is to me suggesting that you are still looking back, but it's okay, and that you can look back, but do so with intention. You know, do so, I'm going to look back, you know, to feel gratitude for the experiences that I'm moving on from, and to also understand what it is about those experiences that gave me so much joy so that I can recreate them. So I hope that helped a little bit. I'm going to stop the reading there because I don't want this video to be too long, but I am going to bring out this lovely seashell. And I'm gonna just kind of scoop out some energy. So we're gonna scoop out some of those stuck habits or patterns. Some of those stuck perceptions. ideas about what can and can't happen in the future. Just because something didn't work out doesn't necessarily mean that you won't still get what you want. So anything that's kind of preventing you from really having that faith, that belief in your ability to create your own joy in your life, your own sense of home. Just gonna kind of break some of that up. Move that around. I feel like focusing on your crown chakra a little bit. A lot of that lack of trust, I feel like, can come from kind of blocked crown. Get your root too. All right. I do have just a few crystals with me. So I have a good old selenite wand. I can just kind of comb through the aura with. I'm just gonna kind of swirl some of the energy around just to kind of get it moving, get it energized, stimulated. Also going to show you a few other crystals. I have this piece of ocean jasper. This is a really good stone for releasing, just kind of being in this kind of flow energy. Piece of tiger's eye, which is really good for the solar plexus as well as the third eye. This is a good stone for kind of energizing you, and also allowing you to kind of have a clear, I feel like I want to say like clear view of your goals, clear focus. I also have a fossil here, which is very grounding and can also help us to connect with ancestors, connect with the past. And I feel like, you know, kind of with this theme of nostalgia and like looking to the past for the things that you can take from the past, the lessons, not just lessons about things to avoid, but also lessons about things to do again, you know, like what gives you joy and what gave you joy in the past, and how can you recreate that. So kind of with this theme of connecting with the past, also kind of connecting with your ancestors, the past knowledge and wisdom that you have in your DNA. You can kind of unlock that a little bit with this. So I'm just gonna kind of do some pricks. Your aura, just kind of unlock that knowledge, unlock that wisdom. Also have this piece of copper. As you can see is green, because that's what happens, ooh, I believe, when copper gets wet. But this is a very, very purifying mineral. So, just gonna run this through your energy to really just cleanse and purify anything that's just ready to transform. I feel like this is a very good stone kind of for like the idea of alchemy, of transmutation, of energy. It doesn't necessarily like banish energy, it more just transforms it, transmutes it. So that's what kind of what we're doing here. Finally, I have a clear quartz point that I'm just going to focus on you, kind of program with our intention of aligning with our joy. So I'm kind of focus that on you. So, one last thing that I'm going to do, if you are still awake and you're still cognizant, I'm going to ask you to do something with me. And if you're asleep or you're zoned out, that's totally fine. Your subconscious can do this with me if it wants. But I am going to have a piece of paper and a marker, and I'm going to attempt to channel the energy of what we want to release, what we want to break through. So, if you are still awake, still conscious, I want you right now to focus your energy on that that thing that you want to break through, whatever barrier is keeping you from living your most authentic, most joyful life. I want you to focus on that, or just at least set the intention to allow that to come forward in order to be released and to be broken through and moved through with intention, right? So I'm going to close my eyes and just draw some squiggles here. That's all that wants to come out. So this is the drawing of the energy that wanted to come through. So I am now going to, after this video, I'm going to burn this piece of paper with the intention to fully release this energy. So hopefully that will assist us. This is also something that if you want to do on your own, you can do, anyone can do. You can also write if you don't want to scribble. You can actually write things that you want to release or move on from, move through. I would just say to make sure that you are doing so with the intention not to like fight against it, but rather to kind of purge it out of your system, if that makes sense. So when you're releasing, it's more about a purge rather than this is not okay, I have to get this out of me right now. You know, like it feels less resistant than that. So, you know, just go with your intuition, but whatever you feel called to write or draw, do so with the intention to kind of purge what's inside of you and to, you know, kind of accept whatever truth might come out of that purge, you know, in order to then be able to look beyond it. But it's not necessarily like, oh, this feeling I have is not okay, so I need to, you know, I need to burn it so that I don't ever feel it again. It's not that, like, not that much of a resistant energy. When you release, you want to release from a place of non-resistance. So do so kind of with that intention of I'm just purging what's inside of me so that I can move towards an acceptance of it, so that I can begin to, expand from it and not be so stuck inside of it. So I hope that helps you. And I hope that you have a wonderful full moon, wonderful Halloween. Let me know if you have any fun plans. I hope that you all stay safe and are able to experience a bit of joy in whatever form that might come. And if you are watching this before bed, I hope that you have a wonderful night's sleep. Otherwise, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. So thank you for watching, and I will see you very soon.